What's up guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm gonna be doing a little bit of a widget video because I'm going to set up the shop where we're gonna be able to buy our weapons and buy skills and stuff like that, the equipment. And as I said in the last video, this is gonna be an arena shooter, so it's gonna be kind of like Killing Floor, where between rounds a shop is going to appear or become available for you to go there and buy stuff. So that's going to be the basic idea behind it. But before, I want to talk about some design principles that I want to talk to you guys, because this series is not going to really be a tutorial, but I still want to give you something to learn. Otherwise, there's no really point for you to watch, rather than watching the programming and stuff. But I want to talk to you about quickly, excuse me, about game design. And there are 3 steps when designing a video game. There's the pre-production, the production, and the post-production. On the pre-production, you're going to be basically planning out the game. Normally big companies do prototypes. We're not going to really be doing that here. We're going to go full on. But you plan out the game, you set up the story, the environment, the characteristics of the game, what mechanics are you going to have, and basically try to define, without actually making the game, what you're gonna have in the game. So in my case, it's a third-person shooter. I'm gonna have a shop to buy my weapons. I'm gonna have waves of enemies. I'm gonna be able to buy weapons and equipment between the rounds, and I'm gonna try to survive as long as I can. And I'm gonna be able to aim down the sights, or the little over-the-shoulder third-person kind of aim down the sights, not really. And I'm going to be able to shoot. I may be able to crouch, I'm not sure yet. But you need to define this kind of stuff in the pre-production. Everything about the game, set it out in a sheet or whatever you want. And once you have defined what you want for the game, do not change it. You might have a great idea while you're doing the game. Oh, it will be cool to have this and this. Do not change it. Believe me, once you plan out the game, do not change anything after. That's just going to be it's going to slow you down, it's going to mess everything up, and then you're going to find yourself in a position where you don't know what to do, and then you might quit on the game, or you might go down roads that it won't work. So just plan out the game, try to explore everything before you actually start producing it. And then when you go to the producing, is the part where I am now, is where you program, you make the assets, you basically put everything you planned together and try to make something out of it, in this case the game. And then on the post-production is where we fill out the final details, where we polish the game, fix the bugs, and try to balance the game, like the values of it, for example, how much health, how much damage, what, etc. Because those things you need to test them out as you play. So it's basically a testing and fixing kind of part. And yeah, I think that's it. Very quickly, those are the 3 steps. Remember, try to remember this. Try not to alter anything after you plan out the game, and just stick with it. Basically, once you finish the game, you may want to make a patch or a DLC or whatever you want to call it, where you add that thing that you thought would be cool, but do not do it before you actually do the game. It's gonna mess you up. Don't do it. And now for the actual video, I'm gonna be doing the widget, I think, only for this video, where I'm going to set up a shop. So I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna find I don't really remember. Oh, there you go. Gameplay widgets. I'm going to be creating a new user interface. WB for widget blueprint underscore shop menu. And obviously, you're not going to have my project, as I said in the last video. We're going to probably sell this, and it's not going to be only my work. I have a group, so there might be copyright issues. That's why I'm not going to go and actually give you the files and stuff. You're just gonna try to follow along with what I do. Yeah, I know it's a little bit difficult without having the actual stuff that I already have done, but try to watch and learn instead of like trying to copy it. Maybe that's a better way to approach this. I'm gonna open my third-person example map. There you go. And I'm sorry if the fonts are kind of pixelized. That's because I'm trying to record in 2K, but my screen is actually 2K, but Unreal Engine doesn't really support it because of the DPI on the screen, because the actual size of it is 1080p, is not 2K. So there's a little bit of DPI problems there. Hopefully it's good. but I'm trying to give you a little bit more quality, especially over here in the 3D, because before it was kind of pixelized. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked, so let's go into our shop menu. You can see over here, first of all, I'm going to go into, no, that's not the one I want. Let me go into monitors, 22 monitor, nope. Try to put this in 1080p because that's the where most of the people, there you go, that's where most of the people have their screens nowadays, so I tried to make the widget for that. So the actual design of the widget, it's going to be a friend of mine that is going to be doing, but I can like set up the buttons roughly and basically set up the logic. That's what I'm going to be doing. So basically there's going to be a part where we're going to be able to buy weapons. We're going to have 3 slots. Our character is going to be able to have a primary weapon that is a firearm, or something that fires a laser or plasma, whatever. Then we're going to have a melee weapon, a power weapon, something that we can swing or use like as a hammer or whatever. And then we're going to have our sidearm. Mostly it's going to be a low damage weapon, but it's something that you can pick up if you run out of primary weapon ammo. So we're going to have those 3 slots. We're going to be able to buy to those 3 classes. And then I might add, we're talking about adding some kind of abilities to the characters, like because this is going to be like in a sci-fi theme, where the aliens are going to be giving us the weapons to fight in the arena. So we thought it might be cool to have some kind of abilities to add a little bit of variety to the game, like some kind of force field to protect you, shockwave or something like that. That would be cool. So we're probably going to have, probably it's not going to be in the screen, we're going to have like a skill tree or something where we can buy abilities and stuff. But that's going to be for another video. So right now I'm going to do roughly, trying to think how am I going to set this up quickly without really, shaping the menu. You know what, I think I'm going to go and start to add with the vertical box, because we're always going to need that. I'm going to do anchor this to the whole screen, and I'm going to resize it to 0 so it fills out the entire screen. And now I think I'm going to go ahead and add another vertical box into it. Go into the padding, and I'm going to add a little bit of padding to it. Now I'm going to add a horizontal box. And I'm going to add 3 buttons into it, so they stay kind of side by side. There you go. No, that'll happen. Over here, there you go. Now I'm going to add some text into each one of them. And I'm going to okay, let's go. The first button is going to be button underscore, let me see, projectile. I'm just going to call it projectile weapon for now. We're going to change everything, that the aspect of the widget and everything. This is just kind of setting up the logic of the menu rather than making it look good. So I'm just going to set up some names that indicate exactly what it is. So this is going to be our projectile weapon filter. So what I'm going to do is basically, once you click one of these buttons, we're going to have a list with weapons that we can buy, and whatever button you click over is going to filter between melee weapons, primary weapons that have projectiles, and then a sidearm. So I'm going to go into button melee weapons filter, and it's going to be button underscore sidearm filter. I'm just going to call this I guess primary weapons melee weapons and sidearms. And now I'm going to have probably, I think I might do it with a widget switcher, which I'm going to place over here, and I'm going to fill this. There you go, like this. And this widget switcher is going to have, so I'm just going to call this tab switcher. I'm going to go ahead and it's already a variable, but if we're going to use it in the blueprint to change out whatever is going to appear here, we're going to need it to use it as a variable. So that's set up automatically as it appears. Now I'm going to go ahead and do some scroll boxes, because we might have a big list that we want to scroll through. This is going to be the primary weapon container, and this we're going to need to make a variable as well. We're going to do a control C, control V. It's going to be our melee weapon container. What the fuck happened? There you go. And our sidearm container. Let me just, I'm gonna leave it extended for now. It's okay, I think. Well, this is gonna be our little shop. Let me just add a spacer really quick in between. Okay, like that. Come on, there you go. And I'm gonna make this on the Y, I guess 50, it's gonna be fine. And I'm actually gonna get our tab switcher and add a padding of 50 as well. Actually, with that we can delete the spacer, because with the padding it's gonna give us that effect anyway. And actually, let me just wrap this up with a border, because I'm gonna want to give it some background color, and I'm just gonna give it the default color that I really like to use, which is 060606FF. It's a little bit of a very good gray, almost black, but not really. I like this color and it contrasts really well. And now with that done, we can, well, we're gonna need to have some kind of widget over here that we can put on this list. So when I click primary weapons, we're gonna show our primary weapons, assault rifles and that stuff. So it's gonna appear over here. But we're gonna need another widget to use as where we can place our name of the weapon, the icon, and another information like how much it costs or whatever. So let's go add into the widgets again. And let's do that. Let's right click, user interface, widget blueprint underscore, let me see, shop item. Let's call it that, that's fine. And this shop item is going to contain, well, first of all, it's going to have an a vertical box like that. No, these are overlay. What the fuck? Okay, there you go. Vertical box. We can make it. No, we're not gonna set it to fill. Let's set it to content. That might be better. Now let's add a spacer into our canvas panel as well. This is not what I want. Okay, yeah, I know I'm doing wrong. Sorry. Drag the vertical box into the canvas panel. Okay, delete everything. Okay, because I need to have a vertical box as a root. I do not want the canvas, because this is going to go inside another widget. So if we have the canvas, it's going to calculate to the whole screen instead of just the little blueprint itself. Widget, sorry. And this is what I want. So I can also add an horizontal box into our vertical box, and now we can add our spacer. So this spacer is going to be used, so over here in the shop menu, the list is not going to be attached to each other. It's going to have a little spacer in between, so we can things are not all close to each other. So inside our horizontal box, I'm going to start with an image of our weapon. Maybe let's get to our brush and set up the size. I'm going to do 128 by 128, I think. I'm going to go into this horizontal box and add a padding. Actually, no, we don't need that. So let's go and call this item image. That's going to be a variable, so that's good. Then let's add a spacer into our horizontal box. Make the X, I guess, 20. Yeah, 20 is fine. 25, there you go. Let's add the text. Let's center it to the middle, and let's make this item name goes here. I think I might change the font really quick. First of all, make this 16 on the size. I make this regular, I guess. You can choose whatever you want. And the text name itself is going to be item name. And I'm going to make that a variable. And I'm going to have another text, so let's drag that in. This is going to be 16. Actually, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, 18. Put it to the middle. I forgot to add a spacer in between the texts, so let's do that now. I'm going to make that 25 as well. This is going to be the price, so I'm just going to set $0 for now, and I might change the color of this text so we know it's like a price or something that you're going to lose when you click to buy. So I'm going to make it red, and I'm going to need a button, and this actual button is going to be need another spacer. This button is going to be used, so if you want to buy this item, you click on it to buy, and the spacer is going to be 25 as well. Let's add some text into the button. Text is going to be just buy. Let's make this 15 on the button, like that. Let's actually make the button a little bit smaller than the image. And now let's make this buy text red as well. Just for, it's the same thing, so when you click buy, you're going to lose this amount of points. And actually, I'm probably going to need something else over in the shop that I just remembered. At least something right now before we actually design the menu, just to tell us how much money we have. So over in this horizontal box, I'm going to add the text center to the right. There you go, with a left padding of, I guess, 50. Oh, it's right padding, sorry, I'm stupid. There you go, and I'm gonna make this 20, I guess. Make it into the middle, and it's just gonna have our money. So I'm just gonna say, well, we can start with the default. I guess I'm gonna put 200. We haven't decided this kind of values yet, but I'm just gonna put 200 right now, and I'm gonna make the color, I guess, green or something like that, so we know it's a positive number. We have 200 to waste on items, and this text is going to be a cash text, I guess it can be. Actually, I'm putting dollars over here. We do not know what currency we're going to use. We might use like just points and not have like actual value on it. It's just a number, or we might create something, actual currency that we might use in the arena. But for now, we're going to use dollars. We can change that easily later, so that's not really big of a problem. And with this kind of logic done, I think we can go over here into user created and drag. Let me search for shop item. Let's add one into our list so we can see how it looks, and it's basically gonna look like this. So we have our item over here, and now if we actually drag another one, oh sorry, I'm retarded, drag another one. Okay, I actually forgot something, so let's go ahead. We're gonna have this spacer, we're gonna need a Y of, let's say, 25 on it. If we compile this and go back, you can see this little space over here. So this is basically how it's going to look like. We're gonna have our item over here, the item name, and the little by sign. Now I'm wondering, should we already have some place where we can see the stats of the weapon? Because we're gonna have weapons and it's money, but we're gonna need to see stats of it. So we're probably gonna add that inside the shop item. It might be, you know, just for now, as we prototype this, it might be a good idea. So inside our horizontal box, let me add the vertical box with a spacer. Let's go back, let's add the X of 25 again, and our vertical box is just going to be straight up text inside. So it's just going to show us values like that. I'm going to make this 16, and I guess, oh actually, let me just delete and just Control C Control V this. I'm going to add 3 of them. I'm going to add a spacer in between these. This spacer is going to have a Y of 5, I guess. Probably a little bit more. Let's see, 10. Let's select everything and set it to be in the middle. Or fill. Okay, that's fine. That's cool. Maybe I'll just add. Okay, let me just rename the button of buying, so button underscore buy, because I forgot that. I'm going to go into this vertical box and I'm going to say a padding to the top, let's say 10, and to the bottom another 10. And this text is going to be, well, this is going to be our damage stat. And as a damage stat, it's going to be damage, 2 points. Let's see the default of 50. We're going to change these values later on when we actually have actual weapons to put in. So this, I'm just using this as an example. We can put in, I guess, max size. I'm going to say 30 as a default. Actually, what I'm not thinking is, we're going to use this item for sidearms and melee weapons. So we're probably going to need to change this text over here on the melee weapon. We're probably going to have to remove or substitute this max size, because in the melee weapon you do not have that. But we can do that later on. It's really easy in Unreal to change the, you know, what actually is written there. So that's okay. So it's 50 damage, max size, and I forgot what I wanted to put here. So, oh yeah, fire rate. That's important as well. Which we don't have on the melee weapon. We can substitute this class like attacking rate or weight. So if it's an heavy hammer, we're gonna take longer to swing it and to attack. But with a smaller weapon, we can strike it faster. So we're probably gonna use that over here on the fire rate. And I'm gonna say, let's see. I don't know. I'm just gonna use some value. I don't know, 10. Per second. We can change this stuff later on, so that this is just a prototype. Again, I'm always saying that, but it's the truth. And I think, how does that look? No, it doesn't look that bad for a prototype. We do not get the design yet, but I think it looks good. So I'm not sure. I'm probably not going to do anything else in this video. Now in the next video I'm actually going to try and fill this out, or find a way to fill this out. I don't think there is going to be like something that inside the world you kind of pick up an item or add it over here. I think we might you know, put on the visibility of this items over here in the list, consequent like on your wave. So if you're like on the 5th wave, you're only gonna have like 3 weapons, but once you get to the 10th wave, you're gonna have like I don't know, 7 weapons, let's say. So as you go along, we're gonna give you more weapons that you're gonna be able to buy, but you're gonna need to have the money for it. So you're gonna need to distribute this. And another thing that I'm gonna need to do here that I forgot is to buy ammunition. Or I guess we can have a button to like refill ammo, like near these buttons, so you can refill the ammo to your primary weapon or your sidearm. And on your male weapon, we can use maybe like an integrity stat. So if you use a male weapon too much times, it's gonna start losing health or integrity, and you're gonna need to repair that weapon. That's gonna cost money as well. So we can probably add this in, but I don't think I'm going to do that for now. I might do it later on because we haven't really decided how to do that yet in terms of programming. I'm trying to find a way to program all of this in a more procedural way, so I don't have to do like a male weapon, program everything, firearm, program everything, because I don't really have that much time to make the game, so I need to optimize stuff. But yeah, on the next video I'm gonna have that sorted out, hopefully. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it on this one. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit about game design in the beginning, and now a little bit of hopefully menu design. Although this is only a prototype, we're gonna change this about and add that fancy stuff to add more immersion to the menus. But hopefully you guys learned how to do this stuff better on Unreal. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna leave a Discord server if you have any job for me, or you have any doubts that you want me to help you with. You can join the Discord server, and that's gonna be cool. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.